And I'm going to read exactly what this book says. You guys might find it interesting. A long time ago, way before you were born, a group of white people made up an idea called race. They sorted people by skin color and said that white people were better, smarter, prettier, and they deserved more than everybody else. This would be taught if we socialize our pre-K system. This would be taught.
Do you disagree with that findings in the book?
1,000%. How about we teach Jesus loves me? How about this? In teaching Jesus loves the little children, the lyrics go, red and yellow, black and white, they're all precious in our sight. Now, which one would you think would be better? I'll ask everybody on the panel, which is better to teach? This, that is a story that was made up to teach our kids, 3-year-olds who have no idea what race is, now all of a sudden is being taught that white people said this as a truth. Someone point at me that this being a truth, that white people developed race. So what I'm saying is which one is which? Which one is better to be taught, Mr. Chairman? Is it this, or is it the Jesus?
Is your question directed to me or Ms. Mullin?
Well, you keep interrupting me, saying they're not asking the question,
Want to
and I wish you'd really stay out of
No,
the
no, no.
questions.
It's his question. He gets to dictate it.
Which one?
Not dictated. Ask the question.
Which one?
A Senate education hearing quickly turned into one of the day's most intense exchanges as Senator Markwayne Mullin challenged federal education policies and raised questions about what is being taught in America's classrooms. Focusing on parental rights and the role of government in education, Mullin laid out his arguments in a heated back and forth that drew plenty of attention. Let's roll the tape.
I have a book here in front of me called Our Skin that has been endorsed by NACI, and I'm going to read exactly what this book says. You guys might find it interesting. A long time ago, way before you were born, a group of white people made up an idea called race. They sorted people by skin color and said that white people were better, smarter, prettier, and they deserved more than everybody else. This would be taught if we socialize our pre-K system. This would be taught.
Do you disagree with that findings in the book?
1,000%. How about we teach Jesus loves me? How about this? In teaching Jesus loves the little children, the lyrics go, red and yellow, black and white, they're all precious in our sight. Now, which one would you think would be better? I'll ask everybody on the panel, which is better to teach? This, that is a story that was made up to teach our kids, 3-year-olds who have no idea what race is, now all of a sudden is being taught that white people said this as a truth. Someone point at me that this being a truth, that white people developed race, that white people developed that all of a sudden that was our word that we developed. By the way, I'm Cherokee, Native American. I think we have experienced a little bit of racism before in my life, Chairman.
Senator Mullin.
So I ask everybody on the panel, which one is better to teach? This or the Jesus Loves Me lyrics? Ma'am, I'll start down here. Just tell me which one. I don't have time for an
What I'll tell you, Senator Mullin, is that what children in these early years develop their identity. It's important that our classrooms are.
I'm just asking which one is better.
Let her answer the question, please.
My question is this.
She will answer it if she sees fit.
Which one is better?
It's important that children's identity and language and culture are recognized.
That's not answering my question.
And that's what creates strong executive function.
If you don't want to answer my question, that's fine. Let's move on down the panel. Which one is better to be taught? This book or the Jesus Loves Me lyrics? That says everybody's skin doesn't matter. They're all precious in His sight.
I think it's important to teach that all children are seen and valued for who they are, and that's
but when you teach this, don't you think that other people are start saying that white kids are to blame?
I think it's important.
It's exactly what they're going to teach. It's exactly what it is, ma'am.
I disagree. First, it is important that we teach Jesus. And
Absolutely.
Jesus is what we teach.
So which one is
but
better?
But the reality
is... So do you think this is
Could she answer the question, please?
No, I don't want reality. I'm asking the question, which one is better? That's exactly what it is.
Got it on tape.
Misspoke. So what I'm...
Let's break down what happened. Senator Markwayne Mullin wasted no time laying out his concerns, drawing on his own experience as a small business owner who once explored providing childcare for employees. He argued that rising costs, government regulations, and administrative requirements have made childcare increasingly difficult for many families and businesses. In his view, reducing regulatory burdens, not expanding federal programs, is the better path to improving affordability and access. The discussion then shifted to proposals involving expanded federal support for pre-K education. Mullin questioned whether greater federal involvement could reduce local control over educational decisions and limit parents' influence on what their children are taught in the classroom. He argued that parents should remain at the center of those decisions. One of the hearing's most talked about moments came when Mullin held up the children's book Our Skin and read passages from it. He raised concerns about how topics related to race are introduced to young children, arguing that early education should emphasize shared values, kindness, and respect for one another. Mullin asked the witnesses whether they believed the book was appropriate for preschool-age children, prompting a spirited exchange. The witnesses responded with their own perspectives, leading to a broader debate over curriculum, parental involvement, and the role of schools in discussing race and history. At several points, Chairman Bernie Sanders stepped in to keep the hearing on schedule and manage the discussion as the exchange grew more heated. Mullin concluded by stressing what he believes should be the guiding principles of education, referencing historical figures to argue that character, responsibility, and civic values are essential to a strong society. His remarks underscored the wider national debate over education policy, parental rights, and the role of government in America's schools. What do you think? Did Senator Mullin raise important concerns about education policy, or do you believe the witnesses offered stronger perspective? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this breakdown, be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications for more coverage of today's biggest political hearings.